Hey,
Rashad.
hey, we gonna get to it, bro. We gonna get to it, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. All right, so hey, I ain't even gonna say too much. My name is Rashad Milligan. This is the World of 5K Subs. If you are new to the channel, the NBA Finals Game 1 starts on Thursday. Today is Monday. There are no WNBA games tonight, so there's no basketball on. No basketball on. Anybody that's been following the WNBA for a while now, they know that most Mondays in the WNBA, there are no games. So that is where the most drama happens. Basically, because it's just a lot of free time. People get bored, and with boredom and idle time, you know what I'm saying? They say sin and alienation go hand in hand. Idle time and sin go hand in hand. Like, all of these things go hand in hand, because if you just... you get in trouble when you're bored. That's why youth programs exist, to where they take the kids. I'm gonna post a youth interview I did with the Chicago youth leader of what they're doing to keep the kids in Chicago safe after they lost their father to Chicago youth violence and stuff like that, even though he was a youth advocate in the community in Chicago. I'll post that interview next for y'all, so y'all can see that as well. It was up on Rolling Out. You can check out my byline. My name's Rashad Milligan. All right, anyways, let's get back to it, bro. So today I hit a breaking point. I hit a little boiling point, you know what I mean? Because I usually keep to myself on social media. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I might let loose on YouTube and everything like that, and let people see on YouTube, because YouTube is where I'm monetized and stuff like that. And if I'm gonna voice my opinion, if I'm a vent, I'm gonna get some coin for it, you know what I mean? But like on everything else, I don't say nothing. I post my story and I go. I post my work and I go. I don't say nothing on no social media, bro. So it's like, but this was a tipping point. Over the past couple months, over the past couple years, just being in the space of the W space, women's sports space, the WNBA space specifically. I just see so many. I've learned so much about life. I learned so much about myself, and I learned so much about society. And I kind of just, I don't know. I understood more, I felt like, about women, just covering one women's sport. I ain't even gonna say I've been covering like soccer and softball and everything like that. Just basketball, not volleyball. So you know what I mean? I just learned so much about women in this journey of just like seeing how the masses and outside people and people who never gave it a chance view it and stuff. And today was just a tipping point, bro. It was just a tipping point for me, because it's so many people just speaking with the confidence that like they're just such a lifelong expert on these topics. And the more they speak, or even the less they speak, anytime they open their mouth, they just prove the fact that they're an idiot. Every single time. Just an idiot. Just a flat out idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. And you get up here and act like you know what you're talking about. And then the people get on Twitter and social media and they revert the points that you're saying, because they don't know what they're talking about. So they heard that someone ain't talking about. They don't know what they're talking about because they heard from someone else that didn't know what they was talking about. And now we just got a bunch of stupid idiots talking. And now the people that don't know for the first time, they watching y'all, they think they know it. And there's a bunch of idiots following each other. And every single time people try to correct y'all, educate y'all don't want to know. So they tired. I mean, I get it. They tired. But I'm going to let you know this right now, man. To any women's basketball fan, to any WNBA fan, continue being annoying, bro. Continue being annoying. Continue pressuring the issue. Continue pressing the issue. Never let up. Annoyance, uncomfortable conversations, awkward moments, that's how you get growth. You can't get growth in the comfort zone. That's how change comes. You can't get change from being comfortable and being okay with whatever. What I've heard so many times from multiple friends, people in my circle, texting me, of all people, can you imagine someone who's been doing these videos for 4+ years, 6 years, 7 years? I got WNBA video from 2013 on this channel. Yeah, for doing this work for a decade plus on this channel, talking about this league, talking about the WNBA, people in my circle trying to text me in group chats about how the WNBA should be thankful that they're getting the coverage that they've asked for years. Let me tell you something. That's like And I even thought about this, and this we might go viral for this. Who cares, right? That's like you talking to the slaves in the 1800s, and slavery becomes abolished, right? And then, but most of the slaves stay in the fields to become indentured servants. And there, an indentured servant speak up about being an indentured servant because, hey, it's not slavery. You're still getting paid. They should just accept that because they're getting paid instead of being a slave. WNBA fans, WNBA players, and the WNBA space deserves more respect, deserves a baseline amount of respect when it comes to coverage, bro. They deserve it, bro. And I'm saying this because you shouldn't put up lazy takes, lazy topics, or forget lazy because you know what I'm saying, because you do that in every other sport, blah, 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 and it's surface level. Even though national TV are filled with surface level takes because you have to cover so many events, so you can only get so far. It can't be in depth. That's why JJ Redick, it has to be some type of surface level, right? Despite that fact that there's surface level takes at every league, the difference between those leagues and what's been going on with the WNBA this year in 2024, this past year, is that there's at least a base level knowledge of each topic they're speaking on. So if you're speaking about baseball and the steroid era and everything, you have a base level knowledge of Jose Canseco, of Mark McGuire, of Sammy Sosa. You know these guys, right? Roger Clemens, Alex Rodriguez. You know these guys at a base level. Barry Bonds. You know these guys and what they accomplished and what they were and what their effects on the home runs and everything from that era, and Mark McGuire being fifth all time, and Barry Bonds being the home run king. You know all of these things, right? Because you have a base level of knowledge on it. The NBA, you know that the Celtics way back when, won 11 titles, and, they have 16 or 17, and the Lakers have 16 or 17, and they're both the premier franchises, and New York's also a large market, but, they haven't really got the job done since the 70s or whatever the case might be. These basic facts, right? Before you get to Michael Jordan, before you get to, of course, LeBron James, and then you have the Kobe, LeBron, Michael Jordan thing that you do 365 days on a network, right? So it's there's still a base level of knowledge of what's going on. In the WNBA, there's no base level of knowledge going on. That's why you have people like Pat McAfee talking about Caitlin Clark, this girl, this amazing, and he said, use the B word, was crazy, for shock value and to show how edgy and cool and different he is as a journalist or as a comedian turned journalist. And this isn't a sports show. It's the same way that the 45th president was I'm not a politician at first before he, got closer and closer to his first election win and stuff like that. It's all the same. It's all the same umbrella. Anyways, how he's this girl, this amazing athlete, this amazing young woman, comes into this university and builds a program from nothing into something, a national contender. First of all, they lost. They didn't even win a national championship, right? Second of all, just a few years ago, you had Big Gus over there, who was, all Big Ten, one of the best players in the nation, a Naismith Player of the Year candidate, someone who had Iowa in those second round discussions, those Sweet 16 discussions, and then went on to the WNBA, and it still had a prolonged career in the professional ranks, in the best league in the world for women, in the most exclusive and difficult league to even find a spot on the team in the league. That was just a couple years before Caitlin Clark. It was so recent. Meg is still in the league. That's the nobody program you're talking about. That's a program that never had nothing, no history, and Caitlin Clark just grabbed it by his bootstraps and turned it into... Like I said, this ain't hate on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark packed out a football stadium for an exhibition game. Salute to Caitlin Clark and everything she's done. I reacted. I'm one of the first people on this YouTube to react to Caitlin Clark highlights when she was in college. You could look it up with the timestamps and everything. I'm doing this in my bedroom, in my mom's house, everything like that. It was during like a Christmas break time, man. I'm having a ball, man, reacting to Caitlin Clark. I think I might have been living in Mississippi at that time, but I was back home for Christmas, and I was filming in my room in my mom's house and stuff like that. You could look it up, man. I had a time. It's an amazing time. I've been supporting Caitlin since forever, bro. Love her vision, her court vision. Her court vision is so underrated. I love her passing ability. You can even argue she's a better passer than shooter, just like Trae Young. I really like Caitlin Clark's game. The thing about it is, when y'all say what this woman has done, y'all discredit and don't tell the full story of what made what. What Angel Reese said was the most obvious thing, but it's amazing how we have to say it now. The reason why Caitlin Clark is so big, Caitlin Clark, 2023 NCAA tournament, she's gaining steam. She's getting more attention because women's basketball was just more popular all 2023. It was gaining attention, everything. The stock was going up. And it's been going up since dang freaking, you could probably say since, yeah, I mean, shout out to, we just had my homegirl on here, from Mississippi State, talking about, the Morgan shot changing it all. Ever since then, I felt like women's college basketball and women's basketball in general has been picking up more steam. Ever since then, was that 2016, 2017? Ever since then, slowly but surely, every year it's been gaining more steam, more traction. So you have that, right? And in 2023, she's getting more attention. She did this to Haley Van Lith. That's a big game because Haley Van was very popular in high school, close with Kobe and Gigi, overtime baby and everything like that. So she's getting more attention from that after she beat her. Then she upset South Carolina. Now at this point, Caitlin Clark is a media darling. She's like America's darling. Like everybody loves the way she plays the game. They're finally seeing Caitlin Clark after 3 years. You combine that with what Angel Reese was doing at LSU all year. Transferring from Maryland, getting 2020 in SEC play, just dominating, right? She faced off against number 1 South Carolina on the road. I got that vlog of me going to the game. Stamp, everything like that, boom, boom, boom. Aaliyah Boston shuts her down. So, but Angel built herself to a point because she wearing the crown and the starting lineup introductions and everything like that. She's calling herself the Bayou Barbie. They got a billboard they got the Angel Reese, a.k.a. the Bayou Barbie. She blocked the shot without the shoe on. And then she did the and-1 and then did the little Delta dance. I don't know if it was a Delta dance, but she did a little dance, a little dance team dance and stuff like that. Angel boosted her way up herself and was building her brand throughout the season as well. So now you mix these two big personalities that talk trash, everything like that. And then we got to say it. One black, one white. They LSU wins. Angel does the same, thing that Caitlin did to Haley Van Lith, and then she pointed to her ring finger like she was doing all tournament. That blows up into a big thing because people aren't watching the rest of LSU's games. They didn't know that Angel been doing that all tournament, and they didn't know that Caitlin did this the game before. It blows up into this thing, and the story. Everything blew up for Caitlin Clark, thanks in large part to Angel Reese. It just is what it is. The rivalry uplifted both of their celebrities, and their lives were never the same since that game. Angel Reese is the first one to say it. So I say all this to say, also this. I'm at the Dream game on Friday night. I ain't never seen it that packed. I ain't never seen Dream games packed all season like it's been packed all season. It's loud in that mug, everything. Them folks standing, everything. You know what I'm saying? That was a game they could have went to State Farm. And thank goodness they didn't book State Farm for that night because A, Meg Thee Stallion was supposed to perform, and B, the water went out in the main city of Atlanta, and the Dream played in College Park over there by the airport and stuff like that. So it's like a whole different part of the city. Boom, boom, boom. I say all of these things to say this, bro. It's multiple people, multiple players with a lot of popularity, and the closest one to Caitlin Clark is probably Angel Reese, and she's not getting a lot of this attention. That's why when people say you jealous because you're just giving attention to Caitlin Clark, I wouldn't call it jealousy. It's just like it's just not an accurate depiction of what's actually going on. You can't say that Angels isn't performing up to that standard or level, because Angel is setting records, offensive rebounding records. Through the first 3 games, no player in WNBA history has more offensive rebounds their first 3 career games than Angel Reese. Angel Reese just set Chicago Sky franchise record for offensive rebounds in like the 3rd quarter by that point against the Fever on Saturday. Like, these are things that Angel Reese is doing. You know, she's playing much better than I expected her to play coming from LSU, because, you know what I'm saying, like, she not as big as a lot of the WNBA bigs, and she didn't have her jump shot. She still don't have much of a consistent jump shot, but she still found a way to hustle around down in the paint just like she did at LSU. That's extremely impressive. You have to applaud that. Salute to Angel Reese, bro. She proved me wrong on a lot of stuff. You have to give credit where credit is due. So it's not just Caitlin, the way that they're performing, the way that they're telling the story. It's Caitlin and Angel, bro. And so the full story needs to be told. And it's not just Caitlin that uplifted Iowa from nothing into something, because Kate Martin is doing what she's doing in Vegas without Caitlin, right? And Monica Schiano, excuse me, she was a great big. And the big that they have now, you know what I'm saying, that had the 47 points, she's a great big. And, you know, you had shooters surrounding her, about like McKenna Warnock. She was great. Gabby Marshall was a great player. You know, these are great players. She had a great team around her in Iowa, like a lot of the Iowa fans were telling me in the tournament. And, you know, we saw with Kate Martin's performance and stuff like that down the stretch of that tournament and everything like that. And it's crazy how those same Iowa fans that said, y'all got to respect Iowa as a team, it's not just a one-man show, have now flipped into Caitlin. You got to give Caitlin respect because she took this program from nowhere into something by herself. And that's not the case. It's also not the case of the scoring record, because as we saw, you know, you had the Lynette Woodard, and she eventually passed to Lynette Woodard. But Lynette Woodard was still playing with the men's ball, and no three-point line. And then you have Pearl Moore, who scored more points than both of them jokers, and she did it with a man's ball and no three-point line. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's not hating when people bring these things up. It's just giving more context to something, a history that's been undertold and not told. We haven't been given an accurate depiction of what's going on. If you knew Christopher Columbus, when the first time you found out Christopher Columbus didn't really find America, and you found out why he called them Indians and stuff like that, you're going to be like, dang, okay, I appreciate that context. Like, now I know when I hear about Christopher Columbus, it's this and this and this. It's not this. It's this and this. It's a multi-layered, you know, educational lesson and things of that nature, right? So it's just like, the thing is, tell the full context. They've been working on private jets and private and chartered flights for WNBA teams for years. It was in the CBA. Folks was working on this junk. This was talks in the Wubble. Folks is advocating for these things. Sedona Prince and the Wubble for the NCAA a couple years ago advocated for a lot of these things. The fruits of these labors and everything like that we're seeing is on the backs of people that was fighting for years and years and years. And this is not the first time that WNBA players had chartered flights. All I'm saying is get the facts right, bro. And when people check you about your facts being wrong, own up to it, Stephen A. Own up to it, Pat McAfee. Why should I listen to Pat McAfee about the WNBA when he didn't even know who DeWanna Bonner was 2 weeks ago? Why am I trying to listen to my friends who didn't know who DeWanna Bonner or Ryan Howard or anybody relevant in the WNBA outside of Caitlin Clark tell me about the WNBA and how I should be happy about how the WNBA is being covered? You don't know nothing about the WNBA. Why am I having people who work in business and managers at little branches trying to tell me that, oh, you don't understand because you don't understand business? Let me tell you something, buddy. My father's an entrepreneur. Cash flow, Jeff, you could look it up. And my grandmother's an entrepreneur. I come from a family branch of entrepreneurs. When my grandmother died in Trenton, New Jersey, it was on the front page of the newspaper in Trenton, New Jersey. She was a pretty big deal, man. They called her the Mother Teresa of Trenton, New Jersey. the Lyft organization. These are entrepreneurs with LLCs. I have a couple LLCs and businesses in my name. So don't tell me about businesses just because I work for somebody right now and I'm an employee for that person that I'm working for. Just because I'm working for somebody don't mean that I don't know anything about business, brother. Come on now. Let's be smart here, right? Let's be smart here, right? Watch your tone when you're talking to me. Watch your tone when you texting me, bruh. I'm talking to multiple people. That ain't just one person. That's multiple people, bruh. Don't tell me I don't understand business about the WNBA. This business, you don't get it. If they promote Caitlin Clark, it's going to make more money for everybody. And you just wouldn't get it, Rashad, because you don't understand business. Okay, all right, bro. You don't know how many assets I have. You don't know how many businesses. You don't know nothing, bro. You don't know nothing about my. You just know I get on YouTube and I was like, you don't know none of that, bro. So I say all that to say, shut up talking to me about that, bro. Shut up talking to me about business. And when you don't know my business background and my business acumen, shut up talking to me about the WNBA. If you ain't know nothing about the WNBA and you still don't know nothing about the WNBA other than Caitlin Clark, and listen to the people of what they're trying to tell you. They just want a nuanced, fair way with some type of background knowledge before you give an opinion on a topic. Congratulations, Stephen A. You got what you wanted at the end of the day. You got your clicks. Congratulations, Pat McAfee. You got what you wanted. You got your clicks and your engagement and your little thing that you needed for ESPN to get you. Like everybody said, they let off half of their staff for you, bro. You know what I mean? So, yes, the critique is going to be a little higher every time you say something that makes people mad, bro. People's families, hundreds of people's families. Because, you know what I mean? Just is what it is, man. So that's all I got to say on the topic, man. Just learn the basics, bro, before you speak on something. Because y'all coming up here with so much confidence, acting like y'all could talk about people who've been fighting for this stuff for years. Sabrina Whitaker's been fighting for this stuff for years. Ari Chambers has been fighting for this stuff for years. You know what I mean? Like, Christina Williams has been fighting for this stuff for years. Akeem Balaam been fighting for this stuff for years. It's people who've been fighting in these spaces for years, bruh. And for y'all to come in and try to tell them that you know more about them in the subject than you do, you know what I mean? Shut up, bro, because you don't. And then also, like I say, to the people who want to just ignore these uncomfortable conversations because you don't like awkward and uncomfortable conversations. No growth is going to happen without uncomfortable conversations. Somebody needs to have the uncomfortable conversations. I'm sorry. So all this, we want to talk about this. We ain't going there. We don't want to get controversial. We don't want to go politics. Everything is political. I was at the Meg Thee Stallion concert. I'm going to wrap up with this. And before the concert, someone was talking to me about the water situation and how it wasn't a good look for the city of Atlanta. And I started saying, well, you know, we got tax dollars, millions of tax dollars going here and ABC, and people aren't happy about that, and that could have went to infrastructure. They said, well, without getting political, the infrastructure of Atlanta, and they go on this entire thing about like how people should vote and people should go to town hall meetings and people should go to city council meetings. And I'm like, I literally watched the people against Cop City line up in front of the Capitol and speak to the council members one by one for 15 and a half hours on local television. I went up there myself and talked to a couple of the people, right? About why they're against Cop City. And I still watch city council vote in favor of continuing with their plans to build, you know, the what they call it, the Police Training Development Center, or whatever they call in Cop City in Atlanta in DeKalb County. And she said all of that, and it was kind of like a whole lot of nothing because everything she said was political. And I tell that story to tell you that everything, once again, is political. And if you don't want to speak on things that are uncomfortable and you don't want to, you know, lose people or divide people, people are divided naturally. If you say something, someone's going to hate you for it. Someone's going to love you for it. That's just what it is. The thing you can't do as a human is just sit in the middle and think it's cool in the middle. Ain't no change coming in the middle. The middle is comfortable. No change, no progression happens in the comfort zone. So be uncomfortable. Embrace awkwardness. Because that's how growth happens. That's how you get to the next level. Or you could just sit on the back of the wall and chill out. Play from the side. That's it, man. I ain't even saying nothing. I'm just rambling.